On a cold October afternoon in Lacey, Washington, 17-year-old Fatima Ali's cries pierced the silence outside Timberline High School. Her parents were enraged by her refusal to go home and get ready to leave on a one-way ticket to Iraq, and for daring to date an American classmate. They launched a violent scene in broad daylight. Her father allegedly strangled her until she went limp, while her mother joined in, dragging her across pavement as students screamed. Witnesses rushed in, pulling them off as Fatima ran to safety. Authorities later called it a chilling attempted honor killing. Now charged with attempted murder and kidnapping, her parents sit in a courtroom listening to their daughter testify against them in front of a jury who must make sense of what happened to Fatima and why it happened. Tonight, we have all the latest. But first, Travis Decker vanished into the wilds of Washington, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable horror. His three daughters, Peyton, 9, Evelyn, 8, and Olivia, 5, were found lifeless in a tent at Rock Island Campground, their final visit with their father turning deadly. Authorities believe Decker, a trained Army veteran with survival skills and a history of PTSD, suffocated them before fleeing into the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. A massive manhunt spans mountains, highways, and towns, yet he remains a ghost. Sightings sparking some hope, only to dissolve. Tonight, the manhunt continues, and we have all the latest with a first-hand report from the sheriff leading this search. I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And this first story is a tough one, but it's an important one. Extremely important. And we begin this story with the victims. They're all gone. 3 young girls, 3 sisters. Gone. Taken from this earth. Peyton, Olivia, Evelyn, ages 9, 8, 5. Like, how can another human do that to a child, number one? And now the alleged killer is their own father. What could drive a man to that level of violence against the 3 most important things that he's ever done in his life, which is bring life into the world? And then he took it out. Those are the allegations. Well, he's also gone now, too. There's a huge manhunt out for this alleged killer. And let me tell you, this is a dangerous fugitive. If you see him, do not approach him. Call 911 immediately, please. Please. If he could take out his own children, imagine what he would do to someone who is trying to, I don't know, confront him. So be wary of that. But this is a manhunt for a desperate, desperate person. Now, the search is continuing tonight. There have been some sightings that you may have heard about. Turned out to not be the fugitive himself. But this man needs to be found. This man needs to be caught. And if, in fact, he's responsible, he needs to be brought to justice. So let me bring in a special guest joining us. Oh, no, before we do that, let me do this. Let me show you some pictures so you have them. First of all, we got pictures of Travis Decker. Take a close look. White male, black hair, brown eyes, about 5'8", 190 pounds. Was last seen wearing a tan or green t-shirt and some dark shorts. Take a look. Now, what the sheriff's office has done is provided some images of how Travis Decker could have possibly altered his appearance. So take a look at these series of photos as well. You know, you're on the run, you might want to change the way you look. You may grow something, you may shave something off, you may take off your hair, you may be wearing a hat. You may be, putting on a wig. I don't know. But this is someone who obviously doesn't want to be caught and has not been caught yet. So let's bring in the man who is heading up this search, the sheriff of Chelan County in Washington, Mike Morrison. Sheriff, thank you so much for joining us tonight. What's the status of the search tonight?
Search continues, and we really appreciate the assistance of the U.S. Marshal's Office for taking lead as we continue to put all of our resources and focus on the investigation, ensuring that we're ready to go to trial.
So describe for us first the crime scene so everyone has a better idea of what he's alleged to have done here.
This is gruesome, unimaginable as anyone would believe. And when you get there, I mean, certainly it takes experienced officers and puts them back on their heels, but we remained focused, professional, knew there was a job to be done. So the family's counting on us. And as you already noted, Peyton, Evelyn, Olivia are expecting their voices to be heard. And we plan on taking Travis into custody when we get that opportunity and have him standing in front of one of our judges.
Can you describe for us the area? Some folks like me, not that familiar with that area of the country. What is it like, and where are the places where he could have vanished to?
Yeah, so you're in a remote area. You're at the foothill of the Cascades. Anyone who knows about the Cascades is called the Alps of the Pacific Coast. And you're looking at mountainous terrain that get up to 8,000, 9,000 feet in elevation. It's heavily wooded. You have areas that have fast-running streams and creeks, which make certain areas challenging when you go to navigate them.
And how about Travis Decker himself? This is someone who has been described as a survivalist, someone who could survive out in the wild. He has the training, he has the experience. What do we know about his background?
Yeah, so we recognize that he served in the military. I don't believe he has any unique skills that are above what a lot of our members of our search teams are on there. When you talk about the U.S. Marshal Service, you had Forest Service also out assisting us, National Parks, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol was out there. They had their human tracking team. You're looking at individuals who are Special Forces trained, have unique skills when it comes to survival, evasion, rescue, and escape. Travis, I would say, is more of your entry-level military member, still giving him credit for his knowledge of the woods. He does like to recreate out there, as we understand, and talking with his father and other family members. So we do give him the benefit of the doubt that he does have a good understanding of at least the geographical area out there, has camped out there before, and has been more of an enthusiast when it's come to living out in the woods for months at a time, we've heard. But we believe we have the right teams on the ground to track him and have those with skill sets that will bring him to justice.
And what would you say to members of the public who, you know, it's summertime, people may be going camping, people may be in the area, people may come across him. What would you say to anyone who sees him or sees someone who they believe may be him?
Remain vigilant, be cautious. If you see something, say something, report it in, and know that we do have 24/7, 365-day-a-year coverage here. We have helicopters. We have means to get to parts of our county quickly if needed. So we do need the community support, whether it be the citizens of Chelan County, who we count on heavily, or those coming to visit. We are a tourist destination. So overall, we recognize we are having a lot more people going into this area, which is typical for this time of year, and that we're counting on those individuals to help us out where they can.
And what is your concern about how dangerous or potentially dangerous he could be? Do you suspect that he is armed?
Well, clearly he's accused of killing his daughters. Anyone who's capable of doing that is a danger. And as for being armed, we don't have anything saying that he is armed, but clearly we are identifying him as a danger to the community. And we hope that we can take him into custody without incident.
And is there any vehicle, specific truck or car that you're looking for as well?
No, we've already seized his vehicle, served a search warrant on it. We do believe that last he was on foot, but we'd like to hear that at least the media is still putting his photo out there. If there was an opportunity for move, I mean, he'd be looking to hitchhike or find other means of transportation. So we believe we'll eventually get our break. I've said it before, he's got to be perfect every single day, and we just have to be there when he makes that one mistake. So we're going to continue to put the pressure on him and look for him, and we understand there's a possibility he could be deceased. But either way, we'll take him in alive or later they're deceased.
How is the rest of the family doing in dealing with this, both his side and the mother's side of the family?
As best as possible. I mean, you got to understand they're going through probably one of the most harsh tragedies anyone could imagine. It's hard to relate. We're trying to be as supportive as we can with the family, stay in touch with them, provide them with the details they'd like to know. I know they've kind of given us more of a baseline of information that they do want, other information they do not. We're trying to keep their thoughts and concerns in mind and make sure that they know that justice is going to be served. We continue to represent them as best as possible, and we will do everything in our power to ensure that they at least get some closure to this incident.
All right, Sheriff Mike Morrison out there in Chelan County, Washington. Appreciate your time tonight. I know you're super busy, and keep us up to date with this search. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Have a great evening.
All right, let's bring in our think tank live in studio tonight. Criminal defense attorney, former state attorney, Miami-Dade, and former assistant DA in Atlanta. He's done a lot. He's seen a lot. Daryl Cohen is with us. Also joining us, criminal defense attorney, law professor Meg Strickler, and family law attorney and law professor Randy Kessler. This is a desperate guy. This is dangerous, desperate. To get to the point, and I want to start with Randy on this because you're in the trenches in family law. You've obviously heard many stories. What's that?
That's a nice word for it, the trenches. The
trenches, because it gets so emotional. He was on a visitation. People get desperate and they do things they might not ordinarily do. But the level of danger, I mean, to me, it doesn't get any higher than this.
It's all the time, right? People in criminal cases, they know they did something wrong. It's a question of what's the punishment. People in family law, this guy in his mind probably didn't do anything wrong. Why is he now limited from seeing his children? Who are we, who are the judges, who are the lawyers to dictate the terms of his life? And people react when they don't like the authoritarian decision, when they don't like the judge's decision, they take matters into their own hands. Something snapped. It's unfortunate, but yes, it's a very dangerous area.
Yeah, so how dangerous do you think this fugitive is, Daryl?
If he is wanted for the murder of 3 kids, his kids, he is going to be as dangerous as it could be, whether he is armed or not. He has arms. And if he is confronted, or if he believes, in my view, if he believes that someone recognizes him and they're closely proximate to him, he is extraordinarily dangerous. If I were one of those people that found him or saw him, I would fade into the background and make a 911 call. Immediately.
Like this is a guy who's nothing left to lose at this point.
It's like seeing a bear. You know, that's what you want to teach it as. You want to just step back and very gently and not make any noise, because he has absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah, you can't rescue this guy. You can't talk sense into him. You can't say, you know, here's a Bible, let's get together and get religious. You just got to get him in jail. He's got to change his... It's going to be a while before he ever looks at things rashly. And what's he got to live for now? He's got no family, right?
Well,
yes.
but here's what happens. When he gets caught, right? Not if, but when he gets caught, the sheriff says they've lined everything up. They're ready to go to trial now. They've got the evidence. To me, it seems like there's a level of overwhelming evidence. So if this thing does get to court, it's going to be all about his mental state.
I think that there's a very good chance he'll never be taken alive.
Really?
The sheriff alluded that he may be deceased. I think he will take his own life or create a situation where his own life is taken by one or more members of those searching for him.
Well, right. What's going on in his head? If I get caught, what's going to happen to me? His life's over. He's in a cell. If he's in a cell with anybody...
I've seen other fathers, though, that did, engage in similar behavior and then just sat down and waited for police. Like, it's hard to gauge where he is mentally, but he was smart enough, right, when we get to legal insanity, right from wrong, he fled. So to me, that's evidence. He knew what he did was wrong.
Definitely.
So the insanity defense may have gone out the door the minute he fled.
I didn't get a chance to look up Washington if they have the death penalty there. Do they? Do we know?
I don't think they do, but I'd have to check.
But let's pretend they did. Then we would use the mental illness to negate that and not have the prosecutor charge that.
But I mean, we talk about people are mentally ill, they're sick, they're crazy. There's a difference between that and legal insanity.
We also don't know what happened, what precipitated this. What was it? I mean, it looks pre-orchestrated. He suffocated them, he had the utensils. But what happened right before he took the girls and did this? Also, he apparently took them and did it somewhere else. It's not like he reacted and said, I snapped and I did it. He drove them. He did it somewhere far away.
Planning, plotting.
There's a lot
all of a sudden,
premeditation.
it looks like premeditation, which is bad news for him.
I think we've got, at best, a dangerous person on the loose. At worst, I cannot even imagine.
Yeah, and if that level of mental illness is so far beyond the pale, then he gets even more dangerous in trying to be apprehended.
Careful, right?
Okay.
The police.
You could tell the sheriff was ready for that.
Yeah. He's not saying take him alive. He's saying take him.
Yeah. And we have some video right now that we're taking a look. There was a traffic stop about 3 days before all of this happened. And if we take a look at the video, the way it's been described is that something seemed a little off with him. that day, is the way it was described. He was driving without insurance, I believe, but was not taken into custody. He's in the white there. You can see him. He's got the sunglasses on his head, and nothing happened to him. Now, obviously, 2020, right? Going back, hindsight. But generally speaking, if you don't have insurance, you're not being taken into custody.
No, you're going to be given a ticket, a notice to appear in court on a certain date, and if you have insurance at that time, they usually drop the charges or the fine is minimized. So it's not a big deal.
He looks very nonchalant. He's just done something wrong.
But didn't they say he said that I might go to jail, I might go to jail, alluding to something he might have known about? I had read that somewhere, and that might be why he's acting fidgety. Are they going to see that there's an active warrant? Are they going to come search my car? Who knows? I mean, that's something we don't know about yet. We will learn much more about this gentleman.
He looks as relaxed as any human being could be when there has a police officer directly in front or near him. Or her.
3 days before he allegedly took the lives of his 3 daughters, Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn. All right, Think Tank is staying with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about the cross-examination of that teenager who is the victim, according to prosecutors, of her own parents who tried to kill her in broad daylight. We'll take a look at her cross-examination, plus coming up next hour. Tonight on Vinnie Politan investigates a respected federal agent, a beautiful au pair, and a wife who never saw it coming. What began as a secret affair exploded into a twisted murder plot. Was it seduction, manipulation, or something far more sinister? Tonight, we investigate.
Join Court TV's Vinnie Politan with the latest and breaking true crime stories.
Now, let's look at the other side of all of that.
Vinnie Politan investigates tonight, 9/8 Central, only on Court TV.
Convicted killer Brian Koberger will learn his fate for murdering 4 Idaho college students and come face to face with the families of his victims.
The sentencing of Brian Koberger next Wednesday morning, only on Court TV.
Before you went to online school, you went and had a meeting with the school district, right?
Yes.
And one of the issues that you were having going to school is that you were not attending, correct?
Yes.
Selection, relevance, overall.
When, on the 18th of October, 4 o'clock in the morning rolled around, you decided that you didn't want to go to Iraq, right?
Yes.
Prior to that point, at 4 o'clock in the morning on the day you were scheduled to leave, you had not discussed that with your parents, had you?
I did not discuss that.
Okay, so you made a decision at 4 a.m. just to run away?
No, not at 4 a.m.
Okay, so you made the decision prior to that?
Yes.
Okay, so you'd been thinking about it?
Yes.
Okay, and you didn't discuss that with anyone?
Yes.
You also said earlier during your direct testimony that you felt safe at school,
Yes.
but you didn't go to school very often, did you?
Yes.
You skipped a lot of school?
Yeah.
Okay. But when you were at school, you were talking with your dad, Isaiah was standing right there,
Yes.
and he began pushing your dad at some point.
I don't recall.
Was Isaiah standing between you and your father
No.
at any point?
Not that I remember.
You have previously testified in a court hearing, is that right?
Yes.
And you were placed under oath at that time, right?
Yes.
And when you were placed under oath, you gave answers that were not true?
Yes.
And so you knowingly did that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is that something, do you lie often?
No.
Do you lie when you get upset?
No.
You lie when you think people are going to get mad at you?
Yes.
Okay. So if somebody's going to be upset, you might lie to them.
Yes.
Fascinating cross-examination of the daughter, the alleged victim in this attempted murder case. That was the attorney for her father cross-examining her. Now, it wasn't a lengthy cross-examination, but you can kind of see the picture they're trying to paint here. She's just a teenager, doesn't like to go to school. She lies. She made up her mind she didn't want to go to Iraq, so she ran away. That's the picture they're painting. Will that be successful? Will that overcome the violence that was captured on video? Let's bring back in our think tank. Still with us, Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Randy Kessler. Wild teenager or out-of-control parent?
Out of control parents.
You can try to paint a picture. The problem is they have a real picture.
Yes,
they have a real video. Painting a picture versus a video, I'll take the video every day.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but I don't disagree with that. I think that Daddy was...
Wait, are you speaking out of both sides of your mouth again?
I'm a politician. I'm running for office as both a Democrat and a Republican and a no-comer.
Right.
I think that Daddy was probably pushed as far as he was concerned, and daughter did lie. What he did to me was reprehensible, but I understand what the lawyer is trying to do with the cross-examination.
Which is what?
Trying to make it appear that daughter precipitated this. She was going to go back to Iraq, where she was supposed to go, according to Dad.
Sure.
According to Dad. And when she said no, he went over the edge. Again, no excuse for what he did, reprehensible. This bothers
Is it attempted murder?
No.
That's the other part. This is an attempted murder
yeah,
case.
you're choking her in and out of consciousness. How much farther do you need to call it? Not attempted murder.
You can't justify what he did. He's trying to justify what Daryl's saying is, I understand why Dad was upset. I understand why Dad was angry. Yeah, that's fine. Be upset. That's where it stops. You know,
we all
a
wanted
spanking?
to choke our kids. All four of us can say that, but we don't do it.
I think part of what the defense is doing here, and they've been prohibited from talking about alleged honor killing here. They've been prohibited from talking about some sort of arranged marriage. There was a lot of talk of that in the build-up to the trial, but at the actual trial, jury's not getting any of that. To me, this stuff sort of undermines some of that.
How so? Because why else would she be going to Iraq? I mean,
I don't know.
Well, that's the problem with the cross-examination. When he said you didn't want to go to Iraq, now the jury's thinking, oh, why was she going to Iraq? I mean, he might have.
Well, they know that she was supposed to go there on a one-way ticket.
Exactly.
And that's a problem.
That's enough to show something's askew here. They probably will add some pieces to that puzzle on their own.
The poor thing for the defense is it's Iraq. It's not like she had to go to Italy. I mean, Iraq, people don't want to go to Iraq in the first place, whether they have to get married or not. Your daughter doesn't want to go to Iraq, so you try to kill her?
Again, he had no excuse for doing it. I understand the reason. I don't understand, nor can I comprehend, nor can I excuse his conduct.
Let me ask you this.
Do I think it's attempted murder? No.
Does a parent, and I'll go back to family, does a parent have the right, or parents have the right,
to kill their child?
No.
Waiting for it too.
to have your child live wherever you want your child to live.
What?
Yeah, you do have the right to move, and your child has to go with you if your
right. If the family's going to go to Iraq, the child's got to go to Iraq.
But you don't have the right
how
to.
old.
You can't sell
She's 17.
You can't sell your daughter to a man.
No, but the jury's not hearing that.
The question is, do you have the right to have your daughter live where you want? Yes, but you don't have the right to forcibly do what they did to her. You can.
No, I'm not talking about the choking. I'm talking about extract the basis for the fury, okay? To try to understand what is really going on in this family. That's what I'm trying to understand. Is it a teen daughter who doesn't want to go to school, is maybe getting bad grades, doesn't want to go to school, is dating someone she's not allowed to date? Is a parent allowed to tell her daughter, 17 years old, you're not allowed to date?
Allowed to tell her yes. Is she going to listen?
What do you...
No.
To answer your question, you're allowed to move your child wherever you want. Your child is a dependent. They live with you. And if you're going to move to Iraq, then they're going to move with you. If they don't want to
If you're going on vacation to Iraq for 2 months.
Yeah, they go with you. And if they don't go with you, that's where the issue is. How do you get them there? How do you get them there? You don't get them there the way she did, by plane. Very funny. Not by grabbing them, not by choking them.
Okay, let's take a listen now to more cross-examination. This is the attorney for the mother.
Kind of were coming to, and you felt pain in your neck, right?
Yes.
And you didn't necessarily know what had happened, right?
Right.
And you wanted to communicate to your mom that your neck hurt, right?
Yes.
Because you were confused and in a position you had never been in before. Fair?
Yes.
Okay. And so you then wanted to get words out to your mom to say, hey, my neck hurts, right?
Yes.
And you have described repeatedly that you were not able to tell your mom what you felt, right?
Yeah.
And that was because of the pain in your neck, correct?
Yes.
The difficulty swallowing?
Yes.
The raspy voice?
Yes.
And the fact that you were just kind of coming in and out, getting better, but coming out of consciousness. Fair?
Yes.
And you described that you didn't think that your mom was trying to hurt you.
Objection, speculation. Overruled.
You have shared with the police and with others that you felt like your mom wasn't trying to hurt you. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was what your conclusion was at the hospital when you talked to the police, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You talked about her being worried, particularly at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Scared?
Yeah.
Sad?
Yes.
Your mom is just there holding you as you regain consciousness, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And how would you describe her voice as she's saying, my daughter, my daughter?
Yelling?
Yelling?
Yeah.
Was she yelling at the other people, trying to have them stay away? Was she just yelling out loud?
I have no idea.
From the point that you woke up to the time that you started running away? How would you characterize that period of time?
Like about a couple minutes.
Okay. And then she went with you or toward the school, correct?
Yes.
But then she wasn't able to catch up to you, or did not catch up to you, correct?
Yes.
And then you didn't see her again?
Yes.
You told the police that night at the hospital that you didn't think that your mom was trying to hurt you, correct?
Yeah.
And that you thought that she was trying to protect you from the chaos, correct?
I don't remember that.
Okay. But if an officer came later and testified to that, would you disagree with that?
I don't know.
Okay, how effective was this cross-examination for the mother?
This is terrible. Why is it terrible? Because of the complexities, the layer after layer after layer. Think about this daughter who knows she's about to lose her parents, and she might have been lost to her parents if her dad had succeeded in what he's charged with. So I think the cross-examination was very effective, but to what end?
I don't think it did enough. I mean, everyone
Does it
wants...
distinguish her from the father?
No, where's the evidence that mom got in between dad and the daughter? Where's the evidence that mom said, stop hurting my daughter? Where's the evidence that she was... None of that evidence. The only evidence is that you have a daughter whose father just attacked her.
Well, she's screaming in Arabic, so the only one who's going to understand what she says is going to be
But of course
her daughter.
The daughter says, Mommy didn't want me to die. Mommy didn't want to hurt me. Because that's what we all think, right? My dad's doing this. I'm in a world of hurt. At least there's my mom. My mom can't be doing this. But that's what a kid thinks.
That is what a kid thinks.
But mom wasn't holding her. Mom wasn't participating. Mom was
of it, though.
there.
She didn't stop hubby. They weren't supposed to come back to that place where they're at.
Well, the mother wasn't, because she had
Exactly.
she had a restraining order connected to the boyfriend.
Yes.
So there's history.
Yes, there's history. I think that's a good word to use in the context here. That helps the case against the wife. The fact that she already had a restraining order and she's on there and she's not stopping the situation.
So do you think the jury distinguishes between mom and dad or sees them as a unit?
Absolutely.
Because you seem to see them as a unit. Like she's doing nothing to stop it.
No.
You see them differently.
I see them separate and apart. I think mom is there as an accomplice, but not someone who is holding her daughter down. And in no way does this excuse any of the conduct.
We talked about this before the show. There's a natural prejudice. Why would a mother do this to their child? So the jury might say, dads, they might do something bad like that, but why would a mom do that? That's all they have going for them. There's no evidence that mom did anything to protect the daughter, that the mom tried to shield the daughter, that mom kept dad off the daughter. It's just, what does the jury think? And we don't know who's on the jury. We didn't do that.
The motivating factor here, right, is it seems that everyone's in agreement that she left early in the morning, so she's gone. So she's run away from home. And where she's going, she's trying to get on a bus, trying to get to
Not to Iraq.
Some sort, not go to Iraq, but to get maybe to some sort of a shelter. The parents are the ones responsible for a 17-year-old. They're going to find their daughter. They're not going to permit her to run away. Do they have to permit her to run away? Can a father grab his daughter and drag her back into the car if she's running away?
Not even remotely. No, it is never okay to put your hands on another person, period. See?
On your
Not
own
even
child.
that. I can't touch him. I'll give him a just did battery.
So what if your child's running away? What do you have to do? What do you do? What was the legal way for mom and dad to handle this situation?
911.
Well done.
Period.
Well done. Yes.
To do what?
The police can handle
So
it.
the police put their hands on the daughter?
If they do whatever they need to do
So
to
parents don't
restrain
have there's no right of a parent to prevent a child from physically running away.
Well,
There is a
you're
right of a
asking us.
parent, but not to physically. They can physically perhaps restrain her, block the door, but not put their hands on her and physically.
You can't
prevent-
physically touch your child
I think
to
it's,
prevent them from running away.
as they like to say, it's a slippery slope.
You can keep them from running into the street. If they're running into the street, you can grab them and pull them out of the street, and that's going to be the analogy.
Well, I think these are the questions the jury's going to have to figure out here. Like, if it be, Darryl, do you mind? Do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay. If I'm grabbing Darryl like this by his hood,
Help me.
is this okay? Can I do this to prevent him from running away? Is that okay?
Yes.
Temporarily.
Yes.
Temporarily, okay.
For a year or two.
And again, I am not personally making the argument. I'm making the argument I believe the defense is going to make here. Because when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at the video. Is that this is what, go to the wide shot, here we go. This is what.
But Darryl's eyes are not.
No, wait. At this point, he's doing this to the daughter, and then the daughter's boyfriend intervenes.
Yes.
And comes in.
Comes in.
Of course he
and
does.
then more people come on and end up on top
doesn't
of
end
them.
like that.
That's what they're going to allege. So when did the father cross the line? If I've got one more time, Darryl. One more time.
1, 2, 3.
If I've got him like this, and now I'm tackled, and on top of Darryl, what do I have to do?
Take my card, Darryl.
Wait a minute, this says family lawyer.
I think this is exactly where they're going with all this.
Except for he locked her in a headlock and her eyes rolled to the back of her head.
Okay,
She
let's
went
do
How
this.
does he know that?
We're going to go to the videotape. Now, when we come back, you're going to take a look at the video in a way you have never seen it before. We've taken it, we have manipulated it in a way so you can see what is happening much more clearly. That when we return.
He's her parent and he's bigger than you. Why didn't you just let him take her home?
Because he didn't want to take her home.
Throughout this time, are his arms still on her neck?
Yes, ma'am.
During this time, could you see Fatima?
A little bit, yes.
Okay. And how did Fatima appear to you?
Her face was looking like pale, and her eyes were starting to roll back.
Her eyes were rolling back.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say they're rolling back, what do you mean by that?
They were rolling back in the.
Do you want to take a break?
That's Fatima's boyfriend. Important witness and person in everything that's happening here with this family. And you heard him get emotional there during his testimony. He's one of the people in the video. He is the one that the defense is pointing the finger at. This is the guy that started all the trouble. This is the guy who escalated everything that day in front of the high school. So let's take a listen to his description of what happened and how this turned so violent.
We're walking closer to the bus stop, and like he starts to get more aggressive, and we see the bus, so I try to push her a little bit so we could get ready to go, and then he grabs her, and I look back up at him, and then he punches me, and then for a second, I don't know what happened for a second, and then I seen him grab her, and they had got to the ground, and I had came over.
Let me interrupt you for a second, okay? When you say he grabbed her initially, as you indicated that the bus is coming, where did he grab her, if you remember?
He grabbed her shoulder.
Her shoulder?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you do when you saw him grab her shoulder?
I tried to push them away from each other.
Okay. And what did that look like?
I tried to push her away.
Push her away?
Yeah.
And how did you do that?
I tried to grab his arm and grab her shoulder so I could try to separate them.
Okay. And what happened when you did that?
He punched me.
Where did he punch you?
On the side of my face.
Do you remember which side of your face?
My left side.
And what happened when he punched you? Did you stay there or go somewhere else?
I think I flew back a little bit. He kind of spun her around in a way because she didn't want to go with him, and he grabbed her and put her in a headlock.
Put her in a headlock?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
What does a headlock mean to you? When you say a headlock, what does that look like?
Like just strangling her, just having her, like having his hands around her throat.
What do you do next?
I try to get to them.
You try and get to them?
Yes.
And what does that look like?
Like as they're going to like as they're going to the ground, like I get there, and then I'm on the ground with them.
And is he in front of her? Is he behind her? Something else?
In my vision, he was on his side, and she was in front of him.
Okay. And then what happens?
I start punching him as he's choking her.
And you can see during his testimony, he's physically shaking during all that. All right, I want to show you the video now in a way you've never seen it before. Let's put it up on the screen. You can see there's the father, there's the daughter, and down on the right side with the backpack, with the Nike backpack, that is the boyfriend. And you just see him getting punched there. As you watch this, and we're going to play it over and over again, I want to bring back in my think tank, Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Randy Kessler. As we're watching this, tell me what you are seeing. And to me, you don't see the actual beginning, but right here we see how they're all sort of entangled together. And at this point, that's when the boyfriend gets punched in the face. The daughter tries to get away, and then the father grabs her, and this is when everyone jumps in, including the boyfriend, and they start going after the father, and they all end up on the ground. What are you seeing here, Meg?
What I'm seeing is that man, the father, was not going to stop in his goal. He was so angry. I bet he was seeing solid red, and he was ready to choke her no matter what, and no matter who got in his way, he was going to choke his daughter to death. That's how I see it, because look how he's so steady on his feet as he walks there, where you see everyone else more in that, like, oh my gosh, attack mode, let's get him off that.
The defense has referenced this video. They believe it's good for them.
I don't agree. I don't see it. I'm a defense lawyer. I don't think so.
I see a hero. I see a guy in a backpack who's half the size and half the age of this grown man who is trying to hurt his girlfriend, and he steps up. A lot of kids would run away and say...
Now, is he choking her in the beginning of the video? And again, it's going to loop around. So as we watch the beginning of the video again, and we could put it full screen. Let's see it big. Let's see it really big as we get back to it. Right here, is he choking his daughter at this point?
No.
He's trying to.
You can't tell.
You know what? You know what I see? I see a tragedy. I see not only what their parents are charged with and what this young boy, his 17-year-old, is testifying to, but I'm looking at tomorrow and tomorrow's tomorrow. And they have a child and two parents, and how, regardless of what happens, everybody's lives have been changed for.
Yeah, the father has imploded the family.
That child's emancipated.
I commend those folks, though. I agree with Randy. These people stepped
But
up.
the defense is, what the defense said in the opening statement is right there in the beginning, the father has the daughter, and then he is physically assaulted by the boyfriend.
So what?
And then retaliates against the boyfriend. Are you saying the boyfriend is allowed to put hands on a father who has put hands on his daughter?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no.
He's a good Samaritan.
Yeah, this is you see
He's
that
not a
man.
good Samaritan because he has a stake in the game. He has his girlfriend that is being whisked away improperly. No,
He's not to
protect her. What he should do.
Look at this aggression, though, from that man. That guy is taking her completely, enveloping her.
But Meg, you're taking this one time. You've got to look at the entire situation.
Silver lining, thank goodness no one had a gun or a knife.
Yes,
Amen. Yeah.
yes.
We understand that. This is an attempted murder case, though. I mean,
No, it's not.
Yeah.
well, that's what the charges are.
Her
But
eyes rolled to the back
that's
of her
not what
head.
you're seeing, Daryl.
I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing
You don't see
father out of control. I'm seeing boyfriend that was out of control, but not as much, and only because of daddy. But I don't see.
He's trying to look how far he has to run to protect her.
Yeah, well, not punching daddy that many times.
You got a victim saying she thought she was going to die. You've got witnesses saying her eyes were rolled behind her head.
Exactly.
You have
No.
You
got
have
a
witnesses.
witnessing, eyes rolled behind her head in the middle of what you just saw. No, what I see is overreaction. I see daddy doing what he should not have done, but I see boyfriend doing what he should not have done.
Why was he there?
And I also see this should have been worked.
Why is the father there to bring his daughter home? That's what they're going to argue.
Should have been.
Well, home wasn't that
worked out
direction. Home was in the
before
car.
trial. Sorry?
Home wasn't in the direction of the ground in a headlock. He didn't try to take her into his car.
Well, and again, I am not making the arguments myself. I'm making the arguments that I heard from the defense. And the way they interpret this is that the only reason they end up on the ground is because of the intervention of everyone else there.
He's there alone.
No,
right there,
watch,
right there,
watch.
look, they're alone.
Not on the ground.
He's pushing her down.
Not
right
on the
there.
ground. Not on the ground. Now on the ground.
The biggest problem.
Because he's choking, choking,
He's
and the
holding
folks
her.
behind.
The problem the defense has is you got a grown man
Thank
and a
you.
little girl.
A large.
But it's a father and a...
Not a little
Even
girl.
worse.
Does the jury
Compared to the grown
consider the rights of a parent with their own child? Do
I
they
think-
take a look at that?
I think
to
they
talk
have
to
to
her.
consider everything, and when they look at all of this, they see a terrible soap opera, and they're also going to look and see what happens after the trial,
And they're gonna-
and whether or not it's attempted murder, which I don't think it was. I think it was overreaction by
Maybe a
everybody.
lesser included.
Absolutely.
They're going to say, no wonder she ran away from home. No wonder she didn't want to go get on a plane to Iraq, wherever it was going to be. No wonder she didn't want to be around those people that would treat her like that. This isn't public to treat her like that.
And she doesn't go to school,
Literally.
and she lies, and they caught her in lies. So nobody's perfect. This case is not perfect.
Well,
No case
you know
is.
she's not permitted to date. Is a parent allowed to set that rule?
Of course.
Yes.
And okay, is a parent allowed to be upset when a child is
Of
not
course.
following the rules of the house? Okay.
Upset, yes.
How do you get a child to date? Tell them they can't.
Literally, yes.
All right. I'm just raising all the issues that the defense will raise and that the jury may debate inside. I don't like this video. This father imploded this family. But I do like our guests, Daryl Cohen, Meg Strickler, Randy Kessler. Thank you so much. When we come back, I will reveal something else you need to know tonight, plus coming up next hour. Tonight on Vinnie Politan Investigates, she was the trusted au pair until blood stained the walls of her lover's home. Now, after pleading guilty, she's set to reveal the dark secrets behind the deadly affair that resulted in murder and the trial of her former lover. Will the jury believe her? Tonight, we investigate.
Join Court TV's Vinnie Politan with the latest and breaking true crime stories.
Now, let's look at the other side of all of that.
Vinnie Politan Investigates. Coming up next, only on Court TV.
Two parents face a jury
Over the attempted murder of their own daughter. Court TV takes you inside the trial that's torn a family apart.
The attempted honor killing trial. Live coverage weekday mornings, only on Court TV.
Time to reveal something else you need to know tonight. Let's take a look at the big board and see what's happening in the world of crime and justice. Oh my goodness, a grand juror charged for leaking info. A woman who served as a grand juror in Karen Reed's case has been charged with leaking sensitive information and has agreed to a guilty plea. Unbelievable. Disclosed sealed information between August 11th, 2022 and March 4th of 2024 to unauthorized individuals. Here's the plea sentence and the agreement. Incarceration for 1 day deemed served, no fine, 24 months of supervised release, and a mandatory special assessment of $100, which the defendant must pay to the clerk of court by the date of sentencing. So someone has been convicted in the Karen Reed case, and it is one of the grand jurors. All right, please take a look at your television screens. We have a missing child who needs your help tonight. This is Jayda Christine Grayson. Jayda is missing from Cleveland, Ohio since July 10th, just 15 years old. Here's what you can do, folks. Take a look at Jayda's picture. If you see her, pick up the phone, make a call, make a difference. 911, 1-800-THE-LOST, or you can call the Cleveland Police Department in Ohio. That number is on our screen right now. Let's see if we can get Jayda to a safe place tonight. Don't go anywhere. We have another hour of live true crime. Vinnie Politan Investigates is next. In the meantime, please don't forget to hug the kids.